Hello everybody.
Hello.
Today, me and Matthew are going to be doing a video which was inspired by Bri and Candice's video, which was Reasons Why We Argue. And I thought that that would be a great video to do for a few reasons. One of which is we get a lot of comments saying relationship goals. But on the flip side, when we do show our arguing in my vlogs, people then also feel the need to be kind of relationship gurus and say that our relationship is coming to an end and that the way things are isn't right. But I don't listen to them because we're very normal. People argue, people have differences. So I thought it'd be a great insight for you to see the main reasons why me and Matthew argue. Number one is money. The reason why we argue about money is because
I haven't got any.
Matthew was a bit of a spendaholic when he was younger, therefore has picked up bad traits. And so when he gets money, he sort of spends it before he's got it, mentally.
For sure.
And then it kind of goes. I, however, sorted my debts and shit out and have a little bit more control over things, and I do try to help him out. We always end up having a little scuffle now and then about money. I'll want to go do stuff and then he'll confess that he has no money to do it. And I'm like, how?
Yeah, and then have to do like spreadsheet of my bank account, which I then hate because I feel as if I'm being put under the microscope.
No, it's called budgeting.
Yeah. Number two is housework. I don't want to beat around the bush. Helen is rubbish at housework. She gets lost in her own little world and the house suffers. I do all the cleaning, washing up, hoovering, cleaning, poo dooey.
You do the clothes washing as well.
I do the clothes washing, yes. You're not too bad now. You do help me out, but when we first started living together and up to about a few months ago, you used to be a bit self-shelf.
Matthew's standard of cleaning is very, very high.
Yeah, it is high. I must admit it is high, but I work in a shithole and I don't want to come home to a shithole.
My mum says even my mum thinks his standards are very high, and my mum is like Monica from Friends, just saying. Number three, phone. This is quite an interesting one because the roles have reversed really. So before, Matthew didn't like me sitting on my phone when we were hanging out in the evening. I'd be doing things like Twitter and Instagram and stuff, but it got to a point where he kind of started understanding that as it's my full-time job, the demand for me to be on my phone is still quite high. It's a 24-hour job, like having lots of notifications all the time. You do have to respond to people, you can't just ignore them, you have to keep on it. But these days, actually, contradictory to what I've just said, I do actually enjoy putting my phone down and having no phone time, just so I can be in the world and enjoy my surroundings. But Matthew has recently been on his phone quite an awful lot, playing his games, and I'll be like, Matthew, put your phone down.
I'm not, I'm doing exactly what you just said, responding to people on Instagram, Twitter and Facebook.
He says that I created the monster.
Yeah, you did, exactly. Exactly. I do play a lot of games. I don't play a lot of games.
You play Clash of Clans and that weird sniper game.
Yeah, I do. But you can only play Clash of Clans for like a couple of minutes at a time because you're dictated. It's hard to explain. Number four, mood swings. I am the guilty one here. Very, very guilty here. I don't think you've ever been, I wouldn't say you had mood swings, but I have, I can't lie. Life's getting a bit hard the last few months. Lots going on, growing up stuff. That's the thing I lack the most, being a grown up.
You're learning to be a grown up.
I'm learning to be a grown up.
He was a late bloomer. The result of these mood swings is his mood. So if he's sad about something, he's not very good at communicating that with me. He'll just be a total arse until I finally manage to get out of him what's wrong. And then when I said, well actually Matthew, I didn't really like the way you spoke to me that earlier, and he'll then go, I'm sorry. But it's the reason because he's in a mood about something that's bothering him that he turns into a dick face. I, however, when I'm upset or moody, I just sulk. This next one, time together. Sometimes we find it hard to spend time together. Sometimes we argue because I have been at home all day on my own, and then Matthew will come home from work and be home from work for about half an hour, then bugger off to the gym for about 2 hours. Which leads us on to our next point, which is
work schedule. Obviously Helen works from home, I do not. I'm out the house by about 6:45. I don't sometimes get home about between 5 and 7.
And then because I work from home and I'm a blogger, there isn't really a set time. So some days I won't be that busy, but some days I'll be super duper busy. So I'll be working late into the night, and sometimes there might be a discrepancy. But really, all it is we just want to spend time with each other. I get mad at Matthew when he works weekends and evenings because, well, weekends particularly, because weekends I see that as our time together.
No, that's a good point. And plus, when you want to work late at night, you know, the flat isn't actually that big enough. So, you know, you hear scratching.
Everything. The next one is shopping, but food shopping. We do our shopping online, and I do the shop.
But then you forget half the things I ask you to get. And it's usually the most important things like milk, tea bags and butter.
But now I've worked out how to do a shopping list thing where we set same thing every week, and if we want to add to it we can, but they're all the essentials.
It still needs some fine tweaking though,
okay,
because you did one like a week ago and you still missed milk,
tea bags
and tea bags. The next one is Netflix. Helen's movie choice isn't the same as mine.
It's amazing.
It's been pretty good of lately.
We argue because when Matthew suggests a film, I never want to watch it. Then he gives in and lets me pick a film, which is always amazing.
Right.
When I catch you watching movies, you always watch like Jason Statham or action movies, and I'm like, my turn. And then he whinges and then he lets me, because I always get my own way. Next point, dogs. This isn't actually a real serious point, but we often argue about which dog is better and why. But we always come to the same conclusion: they're both awesome.
When it takes a while, but we get there in the end.
We get there in the end, and we then decide that they're both amazing. And the last point is
insecurities. Helen's always picking on herself, to a point where she gets herself in quite a bit of a state, which she then involves me in, which then I end up being the bad guy. I don't say anything or do anything, but I do end up being the bad guy, and then yeah, we are it takes you a good while of solid sort of being shit on yourself for you to come around to actually, yeah, I'll listen to you now. Yeah, that.
Normally it's, I think I'm fat.
Yeah, that's the main topic, is that one. And work, isn't it? Work one as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the other thing is you feel unsatisfied with work. You think you're getting nowhere.
I feel like, I don't know, maybe it's just me being too critical. But we all have those days. And Matthew gets upset with me when I'm being all moopy. Matthew's exactly the same. He has worries and insecurities about himself that I feel like I've drilled into him a million times that not to worry about it. It does get hard, doesn't it?
That does, yeah.
But we've got each other for moral support. Fuck the arguments. We're also very good at diffusing them, aren't we?
We are now.
We do this thing where if an argument gets very heated and we're screaming and throwing furniture at each other.
We don't throw furniture.
But what we do is we will look at each other and we'll go, this is dumb, let's be friends. Or I'll go, I don't want us not to be friends. And then you'll go, we are friends. And then we'll laugh and it'll be literally over in seconds.
And then we'll get a takeaway.
And then we'll get a takeaway. And then and then what I'll do is I'll sometimes also say, can we be friends? And you say yeah. And then I go, can we dance with each other? And then we'll slow dance.
We do some weird cool dance,
and then
street dance.
And then you spin me round.
Oh yeah, that's right.
And then I look into your eyes. So yes. That is it from us. Just letting you know that is why we argue.
Bye bye. Bye.
Bye bye. Bye. Bye.